I hope this lighting is okay. It just feels so good to be in the sun. Such a blessing when the sun comes out in the wintertime. It just ignites the whole body and soul, and I feel so good. I feel so good. We've been having this wave of sunny weather and very temperate, mild weather, which is strange and kind of scary. We've had so much rain in this area, and even our mountains aren't getting enough snow. I'm gonna take advantage of it because the sun just feels so incredible on my skin. I get to be outside and not worry about getting wet or anything. I haven't filmed in a while, it's been a couple weeks, but it's been good to just take a break and reset. It's good to not always be perceived all of the time. But I really wanted to hop on and film a video today. I'm also going to be outside a lot of the day, so those are my favorite videos to film, is just me doing simple things outside and capturing some of the beauty that is our world. It's my favorite thing. I've seen lots of animals out and about because it's been raining so much. All the birds have been chirping in the mornings, the squirrels are out, and it's just so sweet and wholesome. It just feels so good to sit on the ground, on the softness of the earth. This is my spot. You were sitting on this little bed, and I'm just sitting here. One thing I really want to do today is dip in the river, so I'm going to do that pretty soon here. I'm gonna walk down and get a nice little plunge for the day, and then we'll see where the rest of the day takes us. I said it was warmer today, but I forget that there's still the winter chill. It's still cold. The air is nipping at my skin, so this is gonna be a little bit difficult. It was a lot warmer last time I came and dipped in, so this will be a real challenge for me. But I know I'm gonna feel so good after, and there's a few rocks that have some sun on them, so I'll have somewhere to sit and warm up after, hopefully. The wind is starting to pick up though, so we'll see. There's an otter fishing over here. I don't think you can see on the GoPro though. It's out there. How cool. I'm cold. So cold. That water was so much colder than I expected. Oh my god. My toes are freezing. They're so numb. I need to get warm and then I can fully embrace the positive effects of what I just did. I'm alive now. I'm fully awake and alive. Hi. I came outside to finish up my journal entry from earlier, and I kind of felt like talking about my goals for this year. And yeah, I'm kind of just testing this out to see if the audio is better, because most times when I film, it's outside or there's just some noise going on. So I thought this might help. I don't know how this sounds, so I hope it's okay. I did my 2025 vision board already and did some journaling for it. I won't go too much into detail about my goals because I think it's good to keep those kind of personal. It just kind of builds trust with yourself too, because if it so happens that some of my goals don't come to fruition this year, then it's better that I don't really speak on those beforehand. It got a little chilly, so I put on a jacket. Although it's very sunny, it's still a little cold. Although I don't really want to talk about some of my goals, mostly just like the money and career-based goals, I did want to kind of talk about my kind of spiritual and personal goals related to my health and my mind, my lifestyle, my being, because that's really what I'm feeling drawn to work on the most this year. I'm 24 right now, and I think turning 25 this year is kind of doing its work. I feel myself maturing in certain ways, as well as just letting go of certain things that I held on to a lot more in previous years. So it's been nice to kind of see myself growing and maturing. My brain is coming into its full development. So yeah, I kind of feel it happening. But anyway, in regards to my goals or just how I'm feeling in this new year, I just more than anything want to let go and really be so free this year. I'm just craving freedom in my mind, and how I interact with the world. I just don't want to limit myself anymore. I'm so over these beliefs that I've held on to and kind of grew up having. I'm over those, and I'm just trying to rewrite those because they're really not benefiting me at all. They're holding me back, and I just want to let go of all of it. I want to be a more light person. I think I am overall, but there is certain things that I just catch myself holding on to, and I want to let those go this year. I think that's going to take lots of internal work as well as shadow work. I want to get into that this year, but I want that to be a focus this year. Also, slowing down. I have felt this for the past few years, and it's always a goal of mine, is to just be super intentional, take things slower. There's no hurry. I'm in no rush. I really have all the time that I need. I find myself always feeling like I'm running out of time, and that's really not helping. It, instead of motivating me, makes me want to do less because I feel so overwhelmed with how much things I want to accomplish and do, and I feel like there's just not enough time. But the truth is, there is enough time, and even if there's not, I get what I get. Like, this is the life I was given, and I need to really just accept that and move slower. This goes hand in hand with breath work and finding my breath. So much throughout the day, I forget that I'm even a breathing human being. And yeah, connecting to my breath helps so much with this. I was just at the river and I catch myself spiraling into thoughts and not really being present. But when I just take a nice deep breath in and out, it's crazy how present I feel. And that connection is just something that I really want to prioritize this year. My camera's about to die. One moment. Okay, I hope that didn't change up the angle too much, but I'm afraid it did. It's okay though. Okay. Where was I? Living slower, being more intentional. Another thing that I will hold myself accountable for and speak out because it's something very important to me, and I just really want to focus on this, is becoming more environmentally friendly. And this is something so accessible and so easy to accomplish and grow in. I already do have a good understanding of how to be sustainable just because of my environment and my passions and just certain things, but I really want to implement those more into my life, make better choices with my purchases, really educate myself even more on recycling, things like that. For the last 5 years, I've been really good about reusable bags, water bottles, straws, and trying to give another life to each item that I have. But I want to dive even deeper into that. I need to start composting because there's no reason why I shouldn't be composting. I was reminded today when I was walking in the sun, the lovely sun, how it teaches me things every day that I get to witness it. And it just brought me back to myself and made me feel like, wow, I'm back on track. I remember my goals now. I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I've kind of been floating for a while, and it feels good to just feel into that. There was also a lady that walked by that smelled like patchouli. That's really random, but the smell just brought me back to myself. That's very strange, but it did. And here I am, feeling super inspired by the scent of patchouli from the woman walking across the street. Yeah, okay. But smaller goals are to learn how to make sourdough bread. I had the best loaf recently that I bought on a road trip. So good. So good. So much better than store-bought. It's crazy. Uh-oh, mosquitoes coming. It's crazy how much better sourdough tastes when it's homemade and not just Seattle sourdough. But it really inspired me to learn how to bake my own bread. I think my husband would super appreciate that too. Probably really appreciate it. I would appreciate it because it's one of my favorite things to eat. And that kind of goes hand in hand with just baking. I already do these things a lot, but I want to dive even deeper into them. I would love to have everything be made homemade, mostly. I would love for 90% of the things that I eat to be homemade by me. I think this will take many years, as I want chickens one day, probably this spring, maybe next spring. And that will help out a lot. I want to learn more about foraging and find out what foods are edible around me, native plants. But more than anything, I just want to be just the most light version of myself. And I want to stop letting fear control me. This is such a struggle that I have, is fear. And instead of using that to propel me, it makes me not be able to do anything. So I really want to tackle my fears, and most of my fears are all very emotional and relational, but I want to tackle those head on. It's so uncomfortable and there's no good that comes out of it, and I'm tired of changing myself based on my fears instead of being able to be fully seen by people. I want to be fully seen. I want to be proud of myself. I know this is very random, but I just love sitting at this tree, and I thought this would be a cool little chat to have with you guys. Also, I'm sorry if this mic is like way too close to my mouth. I hope you can't hear like my weird mouth sounds. It is just such a beautiful day. I love rainy days and gloomy days, but based on how I'm feeling mentally right now, I obviously very much needed the sun. I feel so good to be outside and to be sitting on the ground by the tree. My vitamin D levels are probably really good right now. I can feel it. But yeah, let me show you my mood board. It does have some career-based things on here, kind of personal, but I won't speak on them. That way it's still a little private. Let's see what it looks like, actually. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. I just put it in my journal because I just felt like being crafty that night, but I do want to make this my screensaver on my laptop because that's what I did last year, and lots of my last year goals came true, which I'm super happy about and proud of. But yeah, this is... Oh my gosh. This is my little mood board. It's kind of hard to hold to where it's flat out, so my apologies. But I'm really happy with it. Super simple, not too much going on here, but I think that's the whole point of it. Anyway, thanks for listening to me rant. Not rant. Thanks for listening to me talk about my goals and just ramble on about random things. I think I'm gonna go inside now and warm up. And it's just gonna be a chill little night. I just feel so good out here.